Hi, welcome to Talk Back Live, a show that gets you involved in live conversation and sports with Brian Camp on Sports Update, bringing you the latest developments in today's world of sports. And now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a pleasant night to each and every one of you in your different time zones around the world and across the country, wherever you may be. Here we are. It's Thursday. It's 8 p.m. on the East Coast, 5 p.m. on the West Coast. It's Friday morning at 1 a.m. in London. It's 3 a.m. in Israel, and it's 10 a.m. in Tokyo, Japan. Hi, everybody. Welcome once again to another edition of Talk Back Live. This is a show where we get together each week at this time, and we get together for a little fun, a little talk, and of course, we communicate with each other. That's what we do here each week. And of course, we have people who have been here a long time, and we thank you so much for doing that. And for the benefit of you people who are here for the very first time, possibly, well, let me tell you what the show is all about. As the host of the show, I get things rolling as I'm doing now. And while I'm doing all of that, you can chime in because we want you to get involved in the show. And you can do that very easily. The only thing it takes is your keyboard and your computer screen, right? You take that keyboard, let your fingers do the walking on it, type in whatever you want to talk about it. I will see right there on the big screen. And of course, we'll entertain all of your thoughts and ideas because that's what the show is all about. It's free exchange of opinions and ideas. And I'm pretty sure you have a lot of them. So we want you to tell all of your family and friends, get them involved as well. And so we can have a good time with this. And if there's anything in particular that you want to talk about, I mean, of course, we'll bring out the subjects, but if there's anything in particular that you may want to talk about, then please, by all means, type it in there. And if it's an interest to all of us, of course, we will talk about it. We would love to talk about it. We talk about just about anything under the sun. So just feel free at any time at all, even right now. Now, of course, the people that come in, you'll get a chance to talk to them as well as talk to me. And it's a family affair, I guess you can call it that, because everybody gets to talk to each other. We exchange greetings and whatever, and exchange conversations. So please be free and come on and do it. And again, tell your family and friends to do it. Now, you ought to know, too, that we come on 3 different platforms. Yes, we have 3 different platforms. We're on YouTube, we're on Facebook Live, and we're on Instagram as well. And for those of you who are watching us on those 3 platforms, we welcome you. Tell your family and friends. And for the people who are watching us on Facebook, this is what we need you to do. We need you, because you could help us out with this. We need you right now is to tag this show to all of your friends who may be watching or may be online right now. And when you tag them, they'll see that tag coming from you. And all they have to do is click onto it and it brings them directly to us. That's all it takes. And so we want you to help us out with that because that brings in more, because the more the merrier. If they like what they see and if they like what they hear, of course, they'll come back again and again. And so please do that right now. Tag the show right now. It doesn't take an effort and you don't have to miss anything while you do it. Tag them right now. And hopefully they'll come in and visit us and conversate with us and have a lot of fun with us as well. For those of you who are watching us on YouTube, as I always do, encourage you to click on to our YouTube channel. If you're there right now, subscribe to it. If you haven't done it thus far and you've been watching this show for a long time, well, this is the time to do it. All you have to do is drag your mouse over where it says subscribe, put the arrow right there and click onto it. And that's all it takes. And please tell your family and friends once again to do the same thing. Click onto it. Now, the reason why we want you to click onto it and subscribe to us is because of the fact we want to know who we're dealing with. You know, in other words, we want to see the people who are following us, who's in charge of whatever they're doing. And we'd like you to stay in touch with us. Not only that, it gives you an opportunity to know now that you're a subscriber that when we come on live or there's any kind of activity that goes on the YouTube channel, you get an instant notification as a reminder. So say, for instance, next week you come along and you have all intentions of watching the show, but you forget about it. And I understand that with the human frailty. All you have to do is watch out, because then when that instant notification comes up, that reminds you right now, hey, we're on the air. And you can click it on immediately and it brings you right to us and you don't have to miss a thing. And so please do that right now. Become a subscriber. And this way, you'll have the opportunity and the benefits of all of that. Now, for those of you who are watching us on Instagram, you don't have to do anything special. The only thing that you have to do is just keep that word percolating about the show and let everyone know about us. That we're here and we would love to have you aboard with us. And that's all it takes, okay? All right, and now in conjunction with interacting with all of you guys, and hello to all of you guys once again who are just popping in, please be aware that we have a certain thing that we do along as well. We have our personal things that we do along as well. For instance, not too far away in the program, Brian Camp, that's our sports guy. He's going to come along directly from Charlotte, North Carolina, and he's going to come along and he's going to bring us the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. That's the name of his show. And there's a lot of sports to talk about. And seeing that this is a brand new year, Super Bowl will be coming up soon. Maybe he knows a little bit about what's going on, playoffs. And all of those things are in action right now. Basketball and all of that is coming up. And before you know it, the baseball season will be here. I don't want to rush too many things. It's just that happens that I happen to love the summertime and summer sports. But in the meantime, we're going to wait around and talk about all of that. So that's coming up later on in the program. And if you have any questions sports related to Brian, please get them ready right now, because when he comes in, all you have to do is just ask him and he'll have all of that information for you. And if he doesn't have the answer at one particular point, he'll certainly get the answers for you. So we'll look forward to seeing him coming along pretty good. And for those of you who are watching us on Facebook and YouTube, you'll get the chance to see him on screen. He'll be right there on screen. You can see him as well as talk to him as well. All right. But for those of you who are watching us on Instagram, we don't have that luxury of having him on screen. But you get a chance to hear him. You can hear everything he says, and you can still ask questions at the same time. Your questions will pop up and we'll see them. And of course, we'll shoot it along to him when he comes in. So that's all coming up. And that's just a few minutes from now. Within this half hour, as a matter of fact, he'll be coming in. So stand by for that. Also, we have another thing that we do each week, a thing that we call This Day in History. Now, something happened on this day in history, on this day, January 9th. Something way back when happened, right? We have a laundry list of things that happened on this day in history. So we're going to recite all of those for you. That's coming up too. And of course, later on in the program, before the show is over, we have all of those movies that you like. Now, I always go back to Turner Classic Movies because I like classic movies and I know you like them too. So I have my picks of the week, which is coming up. They're all my picks of the week. They're coming up. And even though that you are resourceful and you can provide your own entertainment and you can find exactly what you like, I just want to add a few movies that I researched on that I think you're going to like. And that's going to come up, and it's all happening later on during the show. Remember that all of the views and the opinions expressed on this show, Talkback Live, does not necessarily reflect the view or the opinions of the people of Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Zoom, or any other social media outlet or broadcast facility. So with that in mind, we get the show going and get things started right away. I want to say hello to Artie out there. Happy New Year, Artie. Thank you for joining in. He's watching us on Instagram, and other people will be coming in too, and you could talk and ask all the questions you want and talk about anything that you want to talk about. And we'll be glad to oblige you with all of whatever knowledge that we have about anything that you want to talk about, right? There are a lot of things to talk about, so get them all ready and just chime in. Well, here we are. And this is our second Talkback Live show of the brand new year. Here we are. It's January 9th. And by golly, the month is going by pretty quick. The next thing you know will be in February, and you know what February brings, right? Everybody knows what February is bringing. Everybody knows that, especially the women, because they're going to be waiting around for that. Valentine's Day is coming up. I don't want to rush any of that. You guys know what to do, right? You guys know what to do. And of course, you women know what to do too. You take care of each other. Anyway, so we are going to, as I said, be here for a whole full hour. And no matter where you are around the world, it doesn't matter. We're global, we're worldwide, and wherever you go on God's green earth, we're right there with you. All you have to do is be in a place where there's great Wi-Fi and a hot spot. And of course, if you're someplace in the desert, someplace, I'm sorry, I don't think there's any signal in the desert anywhere. But if you can get out of that desert and go anyplace else where there's a lot of signals and great Wi-Fi, you can pick us up anywhere around the world. Okay, because we have spoken to people all over the world as they come in and join us. So guys, thank you so much for being along with us on this January 9th. And all month long, ladies and gentlemen, we talk about what we do on every month. And one of the things that we have that we're going to be acknowledging all month long, and it may be something that you may say, well, what's so important about that? But, you know, I found out about it, and I just want to acknowledge it, that we have National Slavery and Human Trafficking Prevention Month. Now, we know what that's all about, right? And you've heard it on the news many times. You have people, human traffickers, who people come here and they use other people. Well, this is what we're acknowledging right now, so everyone gets an idea to know, because it goes on, it continues to go on. And this is the month where we talk about it. It's preventative, and we can work on that. So we're going to be talking about that. And if you want to talk about that later on in the program further, and you have any experience or you know people who are under those conditions, you can feel free to talk about that as well. But that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. We're taking it easy, and we're acknowledging that. I mean, it's all over the news. So we want to avoid all of those things. So, you know, they say slavery is over. No. There's all kinds of slavery and all kinds of trafficking. It could be human trafficking for sex, slaves, things like that, you know. So that's one of the things that we acknowledge. And it doesn't have to be any particular month that you acknowledge. This could be any time. You just have to keep in mind that these things do happen. But this is one of the things all month long that we are acknowledging. So keep all of that in mind. Also, ladies and gentlemen, this month, and this is legit, and I got to talk about this. This month, all month long, we are dedicating to a National Blood Donors Month. All month long, all month of January. And if you desire to give blood or donate blood to help other people, because there are people who may need your blood, you may save a life, you never know. Well, anyway, this is the month that we acknowledge it. And if you desire to do that, the only thing that you have to do is visit your blood bank, go to your doctor to make sure you're clear enough to donate blood. And that's the first thing that you want to do. I always say that I want to push that very, very hard, that it's very necessary for you to go to the doctor. You go to your doctor, your primary doctor, get checked up, and make sure that you're good enough, or that you are eligible to donate blood. You just can't donate blood just for the hell of it. You know, you get clearance for that. And so you can do that going to your doctor. Now, but other than that, and when you do get cleared for that, all you have to do is go there, go to your blood bank or any place that you can donate blood. And, you know, you want to do it legitimately. So the best thing to do is go online and find out, you know, where your nearest blood bank, or I think even hospitals have clinics, things like that, that you can go there and check them out and donate blood. But the best thing to do right now, if you don't know where your nearest is, go online, research it, find out where your nearest place, your nearest clinic or your nearest blood bank, that you can go out and donate blood, because there are a lot of Americans who need it. And your blood may be the blood that saves someone's life. So please do that. If you're just joining us, the name of the show is called Talk Back Live. My name is Frank Allan, and I'm going to be with you. And we ate up 46 up. We ate up 14 minutes already, right? So we're 14 minutes into the show, coming up to 15 minutes in the show. So that makes us 45, 46 minutes left in the show. So in the show, we're going to do as much as we can do in the show. Okay. So that's what we have all this month. And again, if there's something that you want to talk about in particular, please feel free. We would love to talk to you about it. And we would love to get you on board and get in conversation. A lot of people are doing it. And if I haven't done it thus far, I want to wish a lot of you who may have not been here last week or so, I want to wish you a happy new year. Or we could say happy new year until the end of the month, because that's what it is. It's a brand new year. And there's a lot of people that we didn't wish happy new years to, but we want to take time and wish all of you a happy new year. And hopefully that whatever you're planning for the new year, I wish positive things for you. And of course, we can all use positive things that happen to us on the new year. So we're looking forward to a great new year, and we hope that yours is fulfilling and prosperous as well. Okay? All right. It is Talk Back Live. Brenton Wood, the singer who rose to fame thanks to his 1967 hit, the Oogum Boogum song, has died. Wood passed away last Friday at his Moreno Valley, California home, surrounded by friends and family. He was born in Shreveport, Louisiana, but he grew up in San Pedro, California. He learned to play the piano at a young age and was inspired by doo-wop legend Jesse Belvin and Sam Cooke. The Oogum Boogum song peaked at number 34 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts in 1967. The track wasn't Wood's only a hit for that year. His song "Give Me Some Kind of Sign" and "Baby You Got It" reached number 9 and number 34 spots on the chart respectively, and Wood was 83 years old. Richard Cohen, a veteran journalist and the husband of Meredith Vieira, died on Christmas Eve after living 50 years with multiple sclerosis and surviving 2 cancer diagnoses. And the news broke out, and the news of his death broke out on the Today Show on Tuesday, and he was surrounded by his wife, Meredith, and his 3 children. He was 76 years old. It's time now, as I promised you, to go all the way over to Charlotte, North Carolina, because Brian is right there right now. And as I said, he's our guy who delivers all the sports, and he has the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. And again, if you have any questions related to sports, he has them all. So Brian, we could still say Happy New Year. I know I wished you a Happy New Year last week, but we can still say Happy New Year, and Happy New Year to the folks who haven't been here last week.
Happy New Year, yes. Through what's been happening in the last couple of days, we still got to be safe. We still have to say Happy New Year. You know, I don't know where to begin, but let's just say good evening, everyone. It is 23 degrees out here in the Queen City of Charlotte, North Carolina. I hope everybody is doing fairly well in spite of everything that's been going on. And hello to you all out there tuning in around the world. Good morning to some areas and the people that's nationally and locally. It's been a tough ride. It's been a real tough ride here, but we're gonna weigh it out. Sorry for coming on late. I'm actually a little bit late coming on. I was trying to come up with some things that came into to me that I guess you want to call it breaking news and everything. But yeah, there's a lot of things to unfold right now, but there's a lot of things that still has to be determined. I don't know how to attack this, but let's give it a try. As you know, that the people out in California and the people are going through a lot right now, losing their homes and losing their lives. We're going through this stretch here. We got to send out prayers. And it is affecting everyone. It's affecting the sports world. It's affected the people in the Midwest and even down here in the South, in Charlotte, North Carolina, where things is going to get a little rough down here, starting around 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon as we get a snowstorm. We're getting a snowstorm, but believe it or not, at 3 p.m. all the way up until 7 p.m. Saturday. So Yeah, it's kind of rough. They expecting 2 to 5 inches of snow. In the north, northerners would laugh at that because that's nothing compared to them. Because when we get it down here, they already shut the schools down for tomorrow for only a couple of inches of snow. Um, it's really a little tough right here going. But let me just get to what I want to say. A lot of homes are being destroyed. There are so many celebrities right now. Their homes are being destroyed in the Hollywood industry and in the sports industry. JJ Redick, who's the coach of the LA Lakers, game was canceled because his home was destroyed. His home is destroyed. Kawhi Leonard, who plays for the LA Clippers, who's been known to not participate, he's been playing hurt. He's been hurt for a lot of years and everything with a bad knee. He finally came back early this week after being out for almost a year, asked for a leave of absence because he wanted to go home to see about his family. The people in social media are jerks. I'm going to call it like I see it. They're accusing him of not wanting to play, avoiding to play. They don't understand that he has a wife and children. He wants to go home. I don't care how much millions of dollars you make per year, whatever, how many homes you have, or family comes first. If he wants to take a leave, who are you to say that he should not take a leave? Who are you to say, well, why don't he just hire somebody to get his family out? No, it doesn't work like that. You idiots. You're idiots out there. To say this on social media, you're damn fools. I said it, yes. To say things like that and to applaud what happened to JJ Redick because you're accusing him as a racist, man just lost his home. He has a family. He might be these here things. I'm not a big fan of his, but he has a family. And all of you out there on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of you are idiots. Even the women are getting involved with this social media things. Oh, he could have done something better. He didn't have to cancel the game. Really? I mean, really? Are we at this, where we at right now in this country? Really? Here it is. We lost a U.S. former president not too long ago, and they had his funeral today. And you all are making jokes about the former president. What have we become in this country? And we call this America the Great. Bad taste. Bad taste. Major League Baseball, the New York Mets' David Wright, number 5, will be retired before July 19th game against the Cincinnati Reds. It will be the 10th retired number by the Mets, the 6th since Steve Cohen, who brought the team ahead in 2021. David Wright will join Tom Seaver to enter the team's Hall of Fame and retired numbers on the same exact day. So he's getting his number retired and he's going to be on the team's Hall of Fame. NBA, here's some little encouraging news before I go back to what I need to talk about. Victor Wembanyama, he's the sensation young man from France. He plays for the San Antonio Spurs, is a devoted chess player who played an opening move of chess against the Chicago Bulls mascot, Ben the Bull. That's his name, the mascot, during the play's introduction. Now, he created a stir back in New York on December 28th when he played chess in the rain with fans in New York, Washington Square Park. He did this in the rain. Later on, went to Madison Square Garden and played against the Knicks. This is what he do on his free time. I'm happy for him. This young man is 21 years old. He's out there in the rain playing chess. Got a game that same night and played. He lost. He lost a couple of games against some professionals, but he entertained. He wanted to be with the New York crowd. Not only the New York crowd, but he goes out to different parts of the city around the country and play chess. This is his love. Who are we to say? So, but that's what he was doing. So we got college football on tonight, which is part of the playoff game we got coming up. That's on now, but we won't turn to that until this show is over. We got Penn State playing against Notre Dame. That game is on ESPN. And Friday we got Ohio State versus Texas. That's going to be on ESPN tomorrow at 7:30. Now we got NFL football too. Starting Saturday, the LA Chargers, who play out there in LA, are going to play in Houston. That game is going to be on CBS starts at 4:30. The second game, the Pittsburgh Steelers will be going to Baltimore. Expect a lot of snow out there. That's going to be on Peacock. That's going to be at 8:00. Excuse me. That game is going to be on Prime Video. I'm sorry. That game is going to be on Prime. Live streaming is here. I'm telling you now. Live streaming is here. And Sunday, you got the Denver Broncos are going to be at Buffalo, or it's going to snow up there in Buffalo, New York, at Orchard Park. That game is going to be on CBS at 1:00. And the Sunday game at 4:30 is the Packers be going to Philadelphia. Not only is it going to be snowing, it might be snowing, but it's going to be really cold out there. Those two cities in Buffalo, New York, and Philadelphia is going to be cold. That game is going to be on Fox at 4:30. And the 8:00 game is the Washington Commanders will be going to play in Tampa, Florida. So they get a little break there, a little warm weather. And that game is going to be at 8:00 on NBC and on Peacock. And Monday, which will conclude the first week of playoff games, the Minnesota Vikings will be going against the Rams. Now, that game is in LA. What took me so long, at breaking news that came over the wire, that game is going to be same time, but it's going to be switched. It's not going to be in LA. The Vikings and the Rams are going to be playing in Glendale, Arizona now because of the fire that is going on. And that game is going to start at 8:00. That game is going to be on ESPN. I'll make a note of that again. The Vikings and the Rams that were supposed to have been playing in LA has been switched to Glendale, Arizona. Now, what I wanted to say, the Milwaukee Bucks, Bobby Portis, Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow, Dallas Maverick Luka Doncic, Dallas Stars hockey player star Tyler Sequel, Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes, and Travis Kelce, the tight end, and Minnesota Timberwolves player Mike Conley are targeted, along with many athletes. Now, this is what we're going through right now with this fire, but their homes are being burglarized now. Why they're being burglarized? Because these thieves are checking out the schedules of when they go on the road. So when they go on the road, that gives them a chance to go to vandalize and steal their property. These players, these athletes are being targeted. They're losing millions and millions of dollars. So they need to put up some kind of security, a better security. But these here creeps, I'm calling them creeps because they have nothing better else to do to steal after these athletes work so hard to get their craft going so they can make money for themselves and for their families are being burglarized by these guys. I know it's a lot to unfold. This day in sports, January 9th, 1942, Joe Louis knocks out Bradley Beal for the 20th title defense at Madison Square Garden. 1952, the Marines give notice that they will recall Ted Williams for active duty. 1972, Milwaukee Bucks, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar defeated and ended the 33 winning streak of the LA Lakers. 1989, Johnny Bench and Carl Yastrzemski are elected into Baseball Hall of Fame. 1990, Jim Palmer and Joe Morgan elected to Baseball Hall of Fame. 1991, Major League Baseball officially bans Pete Rose for being elected into a Hall of Fame. That means that they did not want his name to ever be on the ballot again. They may change that now since he has passed away. Birthdays, 1934, Bart Starr, quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, two-time Hall of Famer, and Hall of Famer, two-time Super Bowl MVP for Super Bowl 1 and 2, was born in Montgomery, Alabama. 1935, Richard Dick Enberg, remember him? Oh my, that's his favorite line. Used to say when he'd be calling games. Sportscaster for NBC, CBS, and ESPN, was born in Mount Clemens, Michigan. 1965. Birthdays to Muggsy Bogues. He's the shortest NBA player in history. A guard that played for the Charlotte Hornets, was born in Baltimore, Maryland. And happy birthday to Chad Johnson, who was born in 1978, NFL wide receiver, born in Miami, Florida. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sports on a I don't know what to call it, but we are in some trying times right now.
Yeah, it's something that was breaking news that dominated the news all day today. That fire, and like you say, a lot of celebs out there, their houses burned. There was one I want to give props to. Actor Steve Guttenberg went out on his own and helped a lot of his neighbors. As they were going through this fire, he went out and just went into the trenches. So I want to give my props to Steve Guttenberg. Steve Guttenberg is the one that you seen on. I believe it was. I believe he was one on one of those Police Academy movies.
Yes, he was in those series of them. Yeah.
Yeah. So he went out. I saw they interviewed him yesterday, and he went out and jumped into the trenches, and try to help people who were involved with this fire, and a lot of people were. And I do agree that when things like that happen, things like that materialize, everything stops. Even your livelihood, it stops. You got to take care of home before you take care of anything else. So we can't be so selfish and say, oh, they shouldn't have stopped the game, or they should have. These are human beings just like you. They have feelings, they have families, and they have to take care of those things. And I can't imagine, and I wouldn't really want to know what it's like out there. I only know by watching on the footage. And the reason why this fire took so long, and they're having a hard time putting it out, is because of that wind. That wind is fanning the flames.
Up to 100 miles an hour. That's why it's spreading so fast.
Yeah. I was kind of shocked in a way when I found out about it, because, California gets warm, but it wasn't that warm in California for a brush fire.
Yeah.
Like that. But they do happen, and it's happening right now. And I just want to, cross my fingers for all of those people out there. I really feel for them. We don't even know. We have no idea what it's like.
No idea. Yeah, I mean, Tom Hanks lost his house.
Tom Hanks too?
Tom Hanks it's all on the social media, and if you Google it, you'll see a list of these celebrities that lost their homes, and it's really sad. I mean, Tom Hanks. I lost. It was a list of names that's well known that I don't have else, but I was Googling, I was researching it. When they said a lot of celebrities, it was a lot, because these stars live in these here expensive homes. The Kardashians, they all live in one another. Lost their homes. They, I don't know why people make fun of this.
No. it's not a fun thing. It's not funny at all. It's devastating, and and you got to remember, if it could happen to anyone, it could happen to anyone, and you can't say, oh, that only happens to other people. It could happen to anyone. So I just hope, and how many people? I think the death toll went up. The last time I looked back, it was 5, but I think it's more than that now. By now,
I was just looking at Anderson Cooper on CNN. Is up to 6 now.
6 now. Okay.
And that's as of right now, because
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know.
That's even one is too many deaths. Even one. You know. But anyway, yeah. But anyway, the sports world goes on. Do you can you well, something, my Minnesota Vikings lost that game Sunday. I was
They could have been home in Minnesota with a bye week,
I know.
But they're playing this weekend, but the game has been switched from from LA to Arizona, Glendale, Arizona.
Yeah.
Still on the West Coast, but
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens, because we got to find out who. We got to get your prediction later on. I don't know. It's probably too early for you to do it now on who you think is going to enter the Super Bowl. Super Bowl, it was the Super Bowl 56, is it not? 56.
No, that's what is it? It's
56.
I think it's a little bit more than that. I think it's. I'll come back with that. The first Super Bowl was in 1966.
Okay.
So it's you do your math there.
Yeah. Well, I suck in that, so forget it. Hey, here's something that you might be interested in. Now, you don't watch wrestling at all, do you? Not anymore, right?
Not like in the 70s and 80s and 90s. I was in that era. I don't know these here guys, but Netflix premiered this week on Netflix wrestling, the WWE, if I'm correct, right?
Right. Yeah. They premiered on Netflix, and they used to when they used to do it on USA, they were a 3-hour program, and they bumped them down to 2 hours. Now they're back to 3 hours, and I enjoyed it very much. And here's a little note right here: Hulk Hogan was booed.
I saw that. I saw on the prompter. I saw that earlier today that he was being booed. So
Came out.
And I think Ric Flair wants to have one more last fight. Geez, I don't know how much more that these guys could do, but yeah.
But Hulk Hogan, he came out there doing his act is so old. I mean, his act is so old, like ripping off the shirt and all of that. And while he was trying to plug his beer franchise. Now he's got a beer brand that he was trying to plug. And while he's talking, the people just booing. You could see people in the audience going like this, doing the thumbs down. And they just had enough of him.
I saw a clip today on social media of his debut in wrestling. His manager was the late Freddie Blassie.
Yeah.
And Bruno Sammartino was interviewing him.
Uh-huh.
And he was a young guy, and he was, and they were booing him then. If you was working under Fred Blassie or the Grand Wizard or Captain Lou Albano, you were going to get booed, because those are the villains of wrestling.
Yeah. But this had nothing to do with the villains. I mean, they just had it with him.
Yeah.
He had, first of all, he has a racist reputation, and no one likes that. No one is like too far from that. He made that statement, which he should have never made, and then he tried to apologize for it, but he's not being forgiven, for it. So,
and he also endorsed a president. I don't want to mention his name. Also, last year, when the election was going in for. So, yeah, he has a lot of enemies now. So, yeah, it's all about the money, though.
Yeah.
Guys.
Well, maybe he should find another livelihood, because the wrestling thing is over. Because I don't want to wait. I see a lot of these wrestlers who've been in the business for many years,
Mm-hmm.
and they keep coming back on stage doing their old routine, and people kind of get tired. Sometimes I get a little tired of it, And I
Yeah.
see some wrestlers now that I like, but I don't want I don't want to see them, uh, you know, uh, get lost like that. I mean, you have some wrestlers who transition to other livelihoods, like let's say Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. I mean, he's an actor now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cena is an actor now. I mean, Dwayne Johnson comes back, and I believe that really the reason why he comes back, they're probably still under contract, and he comes back. Maybe he has a break in Hollywood, and then when he has that break, he comes back to WWE. Now, a lot of these guys probably had contracts that last for years, and they're still under that contract, and they have to fulfill it.
They have to fulfill it.
Yeah.
All about
But I'm pretty sure if that's the case, and I'm pretty sure after that's over, he's going to just go to Hollywood and stay there and not come back.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that would be the wise thing to do. You don't want to, wear yourself out, or wear other people out for that matter. Because the majority of the public are very, very impatient. They're very, very impatient. They want something new, and when something new comes along, they embrace that. But after a while, they get tired of that, and then you have to move on.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So Hulk Hogan, man, you either get another livelihood. He tried acting.
Well, he'll find something though. He'll find something, but he'll never be like The Rock though. The Rock got charisma, So he could do any job.
Yeah.
Any acting job.
And The Rock was the voiceover guy in that Disney animated show, Moira, I think it is.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
He did the voice. He did voiceover in that. So it is a lot of work to do. Speaking of voiceovers, man, that all the actors, all legitimate actors are getting voiceover jobs. People who work their lives looking to do voiceovers, they can't get them because they're hiring legitimate actors.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I don't know nothing about acting, but I would be pretty sure that when you doing voiceovers for these here Walt Disney movies and these other movies,
yeah,
it'd be a little bit easier to do, because you're actually doing voiceovers. You got a script right here in your hand and you're reading it.
Yeah. Listen, that kind of work you can do in your pajamas because no one's
yeah. Exactly.
Here tomorrow?
Oh, well, I can't go anywhere. The schools are closed. Yeah, so I'll be here tomorrow. So,
and by the way, you're getting that snowstorm, that potential snowstorm. Keep it where it is. Don't bring it up because I notice a lot of things that happen where you are. It drifts up north here. And so we don't need, we got cold weather right now. We got biting cold weather. We got a cold snap going on right here in the Northeast. So you just keep the snow where it is. Keep it at bay where you are, okay? Don't.
I told the school people today here in North Carolina and Charlotte, I said, are you kidding me? You closing the school down because there's going to be 2 inches of snow? If I tell the people back in New York, they will laugh at us right now. They don't close. Let me tell you, when I was younger, I had to walk to school in a blizzard. You're going to shut down everything for 2 inches of snow? Are you kidding me? And I lose a day's pay?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I said, I wouldn't tell this here to any New Yorkers about school being closed for 2 inches of snow. Unbelievable, Mary. That's unbelievable. 2 inches? I'm on fire tonight. I think I said enough. I don't know if you heard me earlier, Mary, but I went off the rail. There's something about social media. But anyway, let me get off. Let me go watch some of this game, and you all be safe out there. And we will do this here tomorrow. We're going to talk more and more about it.
That sounds good to me. Okay, take care of yourself.
Take care.
Stay warm. That's Brian Camp, ladies and gentlemen, with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. That's the name of his show. He does that each week at this time. And of course, it's always great to have him here so we could talk sports together and other issues as well. And of course, you're invited too, just in case you want to talk about any issues as well. You have any sports related questions for him. It's still not too late. We can deliver the questions for you to him, and that would be great. So thank you so much. The name of the show is called Talk Back Live, and we thank you so much for being along with us on this Thursday here. We're coming out of New York. That's where we originate. And baby, it's cold outside. It is cold outside. All right. We've got two Marys in the house. We got this Mary Jack Alone coming out of Florida. I hate you, Mary, because I know it's warm out there. No, I'm just joking, Mary Jack Alone. Then we have Mary Reed out of Brooklyn, New York. She's suffering along with the rest of us who live on the East Coast, and with this cold weather. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. So happy New Year to both of you Marys out there, okay? And the rest of you guys too, if you want to join in the conversation, feel free to do so. Okay, we really love having you. Can't wait to talk to you and acknowledge it. And I think it's about that time, ladies and gentlemen. It is about that time, right? Because it's time to go back in time on this day in history. And on this day in history, in 1928, Eugene O'Neill's play Marco's Millions premiered in New York City. And back in 1929, KDB AM in Santa Barbara, California begins radio transmission. On this day in history in 1945, U.S. soldiers led by General Douglas MacArthur invades the Philippines. On this day in history, 1956, the musical Peter Pan starring Mary Martin broadcast live for the second time on NBC as part of Producers Showcase series. On this day in history, 1959, the TV Western Rawhide with Clint Eastwood premieres on CBS. On this day in history, in 1965, the Beatles' 65 album goes #1 and stays #1 for 9 weeks. Back in 1967, more of the Monkees' second album, The Monkees, is released. In 1976, C.W. McCall, the CB song Convoy, hits #1 on the country music charts. Back in 1976, Ringo Starr releases his single Oh My in the UK. In 1984, TV's Bloopers and Practical Jokes premieres on NBC TV. Back in 1984, rock band Van Halen releases their most successful album called 1984. In 1994, the 14th United Negro College Fund raises $11 million. In 1996, the first episode of the TV sitcom Third Rock from the Sun, starring John Lithgow, and Kristen Johnston, screens on NBC. In 2002, the 29th American Music Awards go to Janet Jackson and Lenny Kravitz. Michael Jackson received the Artist of the Century Award. In 2007, Apple CEO Steve Jobs announces the iPhone. And former US President Richard Nixon, let's make this perfectly clear, okay, was born on this day in 1913. And he was born in Yorba Linda, California, and he died April 22nd, 1994, at the age of 81 years old. He died from a stroke. In 1914, jazz drummer and band leader Kenny Clarke was born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He died in 1985. In 1918, I remember that year very well. 1918, jazz singer Betty Roche was born, and she was born in Wilmington, Delaware, and she died in 1999. In 1925, actor Lee Van Cleef was born in Somerville, New Jersey, and he died in 1989. In 1926, jazz guitarist Bucky Pizzarelli was born in Paterson, New Jersey. He died in 2020. Bob Denver from Gilligan's Island was born on this day in 1935 in New Rochelle, New York. He died September 2nd, 2005 at the age of 70 years old. Complications of treatment for cancer. In 1940, singer, actor Jimmy Boyd, who made the classic song as he was a little boy called I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus, was born in JS, Mississippi, and he died in 2009. Folk singer Joan Baez is celebrating a birthday today. She was born on this day in 1941 in Staten Island, New York. She's 84 years old today. Country singer Crystal Gale. Country singer Crystal Gale was born on this day in 1951 in Paintsville, Kentucky. She's 74 years old today. Dave Matthews of the Dave Matthews Band was born on this day in 1967 in Johannesburg, Africa, South Africa, and he's 58 years old today. In 1978, singer A.J. McLean of the Backstreet Boys was born on this day, and he was born in West Palm Beach, Florida. Happy birthday. Duchess of Cambridge, Kate Middleton, was born on this day in 1982 in Reading, Berkshire, in the UK, in England. And she's 43 years old today. In 2005, Motley Crue lead singer Vince Neil weds Leah Garadini, and they got married in Las Vegas, Nevada. In 2007, actress Ashley Jensen weds actor-writer Terrence Beasley in Big Sur, California. Comedian actor Bob Saget died on this day in 2022 at the age of 65 years old from head trauma. He was born May 17th, 1956 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. In 2022, actor Dwayne Hickman. A lot of you may not remember him, but he was appearing in that sitcom called The Many Lives of Dobie Gillis, and he died of complications of Parkinson's disease. He was 87 years old. And finally, in 2023, actress Melinda Dillon was famous for Close Encounter of the Third Kind and also A Christmas Story. She was in that as well. She died at the age of 83 years old. So there you have it. That's what's happening in all of entertainment, the people in entertainment. Happy birthday, and we celebrate you, and thank you so much for being along. Now, those of you who would like to get in touch with me for any reason at all right, you all, especially you guys who are shy that don't want to talk live with us, right? You can get in touch with me. I have two things that you could concentrate on, which is an email address and a telephone number. Now, you can get in touch with me either way. You can do that. Simple. So what I want you to do is get a pencil, piece of paper, or type it in whatever, anything you can do. I don't know if people use pencils and papers anymore. I don't know. Anyway, you can jot it down. You can take it down. My email address is Frank Allan Prod. Allan is spelled A-L-L-A-N. Prod is P-R-O-D. That's short for Productions. That's a very important detail, the spelling of the last name, A-L-L-A-N. Excuse me, Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. I don't know why I'm choking off my own saliva because I'm not that thirsty. Anyway, the telephone number is 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. Now, as I said, you can contact me for any reason at all. You may contact me to say, hey, I have a birthday coming up. I would like you to announce it, or I want to talk about the show, or I want to give you advice, or I want to give you ideas about the show that you could implement in the show, or anything at all, or I want a new host of the show. I don't know if I can help you with that one, but I'll try. Anyway, anything at all. All you have to do is just get in contact with us, all right? And again, you can keep all of this information that I just gave you in all of your electronic devices. particularly your cell phone, because you carry that everywhere you go anyway, right? And so this way you have it at your disposal. Anytime you need it, anytime you want it, it's right there. It's just a matter of boop, 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 right? And it pops right up. So email me, call me, and you can leave a message 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days out of the year. So that email address, again, is frankallenprod@aol.com. That's frankallenprod@aol.com. The telephone number, once again, is 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. Okay, I'd be looking forward to hearing from you. Hey, I want to say hello to Mickey Jones out there. Good evening to you, Mickey. Mickey coming out of, he's probably doing better weather-wise than we are because it's cold out here. But he's coming out of Raleigh, North Carolina, and we always like to hear from all of you guys, wherever you come from. Yeah, we're freezing. We're freezing out here in New York City, and it's going to be like that for the rest of the week. So go out there and bundle up real warm. But those of you guys like Mary Jack alone, who's in Florida, I don't think she has to worry about that. But the rest of us, we are freezing. Okay. All right. I have those movies that I always relay to you each week, and they're classic movies. Because one of the things I like to do is help you on your weekend. Now, we know the weekend is coming up, and we like to get you guys on notice on what to do, just in case maybe one of the things is cold where you are and it keeps you indoors. And that's a good time to catch up on some movies, to sit back and stay warm and pop some popcorn and relax and watch some of these great movies. Now, I have 3 this week. Well, we'll make that. No, I have 5, actually, 5 of them. So let me get started right away, quickly before it's all over. Well, let's go back to 1954. Dane Clark, Belinda Lee, and Betty Ann Davies. This is a show called Blackout. I saw this movie. This is a great movie. It's a classic black and white movie. It's great. And it's on Turner Classic Movies. You can check it out Friday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. It's called Blackout. I love this movie. It's a great movie. And here's another one that all of us like, and a lot of us grew up with it, The Wizard of Oz from 1939 with Judy Garland. That's on Turner Classic Movies. That's Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then we have Jack and the Beanstalk. This is an Abbott and Costello movie that goes back to 1952. And that's on Turner Classic Movies, and that's Friday at 11:45 p.m. Eastern. Here's another comedy, a black and white, back to 1950. And it's called Born Yesterday, starring Judy Holliday, William Holden, and Broderick Crawford. Remember Broderick Crawford used to play on that show called Highway Patrol? Well, he's in it. And it's on Turner Classic Movies. It's Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And finally, you have The Dirty Dozens from 1967 with Lee Marvin, Ernest Borgnine, and Charles Bronson. That's on Turner Classic Movies. That's on Sunday at 10:15 p.m. Eastern. Now, those of you may want to go to Turner Classic Movies and scroll down the line, go through the program guide, because there may be other Turner Classic Movies that I didn't mention, but these are my picks of the week. You may like them. So that's why I always send you there as well, so you can check out and see what you may like, and you can watch them. And you can watch all of these movies in real time. If not, you can DVR them and watch them later at your own convenience. And while you're there on demand, you can watch a lot of these free movies. There's a chock full of them from A to Z. And then there are a lot of children's programs, documentaries. You have all of the networks there, sporting events, the whole 9 yards. You can't miss it. You know, it's good. And you're very resourceful. Everybody is streaming these days too. So that's good. So let me repeat these movies once again. We have Blackout with Dane Clark and Belinda Lee and Betty Ann Davies. You have The Wizard of Oz with Judy Garland. And that's Turner Classic Movies. It's Friday at 8 p.m. But the one Blackout is Friday at 6:30 p.m. Then you have Jack and the Beanstalk with Abbott and Costello. That's Friday. That's on Turner Classic Movies at 11:45 p.m. Eastern. And of course, you have Born Yesterday with Judy Holliday, William Holden, and Broderick Crawford. That's on Turner Classic Movies. That's Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then The Dirty Dozen with Lee Marvin, Ernest Borgnine, and Charles Bronson. That's also on Turner Classic Movies. That's Sunday at 10:15 p.m. And I hope you get a chance to watch these movies. I tell you why they're great movies. Okay, so check them out. I think you'll like them. Guys, that's going to wrap it up for me. And Mickey says, yeah, it's cold in the South too. So I have good company. We all have good company with the cold. All right, stay warm, Mickey. Stay warm. All you guys in cold areas, stay warm. I'm going to come back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, along with Brian Camp, with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. And the name of that show is called The Coffee Hour. And we're going to be here for a whole full hour from 10 to 11. And we look forward to seeing you then. And then you come back here next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern for more of Talk Back Live. Of course, Brian Camp comes along, and he's going to bring us the latest developments in today's world of sports. And we look forward to seeing you then, too. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a great morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a pleasant good night. And we'll see you soon. Take care.
You've been watching Talk Back Live with your host, Frank Allan. The producer is Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stanky. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Talk Back Live.